Bienvenidos, class, and welcome to today's biology lesson on los Parataxonomos de Costa Rica, the parataxonomists of Costa Rica. Today we will be learning about a unique type of scientist called a parataxonomist, who specializes in identifying and classifying unknown species. Parataxonomy as a profession was started in Costa Rica. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain the role that Costa Rican parataxonomists play in conservation biology, and define and use terms related to biodiversity and taxonomy. First, let's take a look at biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Well, biodiversity is short for biological diversity and is simply all of the life on planet Earth. Biodiversity is everything from plants to animals to fungi to bacteria, and even us, humans, are part of Earth's biodiversity. Costa Rica is situated between the North and South American continents. Costa Rica has served as a bridge for countless species of animals and plants for thousands of years. Though Costa Rica accounts for less than 1% of the Earth's surface, it contains nearly 6% of the world's biodiversity. The high levels of biodiversity in Costa Rica is partly explained by its geographical position. Now that we know a little bit more about diversity on Earth, how do we know what kind of life exists on Earth, and how do we know what to call it? This is the field of taxonomy, the science of classifying and naming unknown species. For example, taxonomists have named this interesting-looking species as Tapirus bairdii, or more commonly known as Baird's tapir. When naming a new species, taxonomists use a scientific name, which is a Latin binomial name that follows a strict set of rules and is agreed upon by the scientific community. For example, Morphopallades is the scientific name for the blue morpho butterfly. Species also have common names that are used in everyday language. For example, butterfly is a common name. Let's now look at the role that parataxonomists play in conservation biology. Because Costa Rica has such high biodiversity, many professionals are needed to help identify, classify, and protect the country's natural resources. However, the country does not have enough money nor time to train university students at a PhD level to conduct Costa Rica's massive biological inventory. The rural jungle, forest, and coastal towns of Costa Rica have many highly capable, yet underemployed adults. In 1989, conservation biologists in Costa Rica started training rural Costa Ricans in their native ecosystems. The rural Costa Ricans learned how to identify local plants, birds, frogs, snakes, caterpillars, butterflies, and more. Conservation biologists borrowed the prefix para from the word paramedic and created the new scientific profession of parataxonomy. Let's now take a moment to watch this video and learn more about how parataxonomists help with conservation biology.
In Puesto San Gerardo, Costa Rica, parataxonomists like Elda Herrera and Carolina Caño worked to create a database categorizing all species of moth and butterfly. This includes gathering caterpillars and studying them until the point of metamorphosis. Strung out across a tin-roof barn, hundreds of caterpillars hang in plastic sacks, organized according to species and plants they eat. The caterpillars are stored with leaves to munch on, unique to each caterpillar's diet. Every 5 days, a parataxonomist like Gloria Cehazar or Osvaldo Espinosa will replace those leaves with a fresh supply gathered from the local forest. The repetitive process of inspecting the plastic bags includes cleaning out the waste and separating parasite-infested caterpillars for further studies. After a morning of changing leaves, the parataxonomists supply the foliage needs to be replenished, so at lunch they compose a list of plants needed to gather in the afternoon. Similar to a person shopping for groceries, these parataxonomists trudge through the jungle, picking leaves and crossing items off their list. To the untrained eye, this rainforest looks like a sea of green trees and shrubs. To Espinosa, every plant is viewed differently, and only certain types will suffice for picking. If a caterpillar is fed a leaf that they don't eat in the wild, they will die in captivity. Some of these plants are only found along specific riverbanks or other locations. When their shopping is done, they return to the research station and organize their findings. Some of the fresh leaves goes toward feeding the parasites, as well as other larvae. When finished for the evening, the parataxonomists put their supplies away and head home to rest before returning in the morning to start the cycle over again.
Over the past 30 years, the parataxonomists of Costa Rica have identified over 10,000 new species and have helped contribute to conservation biology of one of the most diverse places on Earth.